talking NFL coaching changes. Going to discuss the firings and the hirings. Also going to talk about the playoff games. Of course, the Eagles' demise. We've the Kenny on, who's going to talk about what he thought about his team against the 49ers, and lots of other stuff here tonight. So before we get into it, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, wearing something from the merch store is our famous Pedo Pete t-shirt, which whenever someone sees me wearing that, they either like, what? Or they're like, oh, that's awesome, man. So you get one of those two reactions. So you can get that as well as everything else at the merch store, 15% off. We have all these shirts, which you can change the colors of. You can get hoodie, infant onesie, women's tank top, and long sleeve t-shirt if you're crazy enough to like those. You can get mugs. You can get our famous apron. We have our baseball caps, all 15% off. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks to College Years, where I made fun of these strange individuals and many others. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. It's Safety and a Field Goal. That is my first book. It is a top 5 topic book about the NFL. Mostly fun, mostly serious stuff, but some fun stuff too. So I think you guys would get a laugh at some of the stories there. Also consider super chats, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show, because Q1 is here, and that means ad rates have plummeted. It is rather depressing. So if you guys want to keep us going, please consider super chats, super stickers. All right, we are joined once again by Kenny from the capisfake.com. Kenny, how are you? How was your week off? And I don't want to say how are you with the Eagles, but we will find out eventually. So how's it going?
Overall life is grand. I can't complain. It was 59 degrees today in Orlando, so that's just absolutely freaking frigid. But I got 3 healthy kids. I got a wife, and life is good. I feel like you got to just pause and just like appreciate the good things sometimes, right? We can't sit around and think about how how we have loser football teams we root for, or loser fantasy football teams that disappoint, or loser family members that let us down. And we can't think about the losers in our life. We can't think about those things. We got to think about positive.
I want to hear about these loser family members. We go in a different direction here on the WalterFamily.com, apparently. So let's get to the elephant in the room. Your Philadelphia Eagles lost to the San Francisco 49ers, which was devastating for both of us. I had a bet on the Eagles. I had futures on the Eagles. I had exactas on the Eagles, and they all blew up in my face. You, of course, are a big fan. We watched the Super Bowl together where the Eagles will beat the Patriots. And I was looking forward to getting your reaction. And now you're here. So how do you what do you make of how they everything went down?
They played exactly. I lied to myself thinking this team could win a couple games in the playoffs. But looking back on the season, you realize this team played exactly how they played all year. Mm-hmm. They were mostly good in the first half, but didn't capitalize on opportunities, and then terrible in the second half. Let me take that back. The offense was mostly good in the first half, but didn't capitalize on opportunities when they could have scored more, settling for field goals because of bad penalties, or not capitalizing when you have opportunities. And then in the second half, the offense was just couldn't move the ball, mostly because the offensive line and the quarterback sucked ass. And then the defense was freaking awesome until the last 4 minutes, and they totally fell apart, which is exactly what this team did in this game, what the team did pretty much all year. Why are we surprised? And I was really wanting them to win and wanting to go back. I want to win the Super Bowl, and but literally as soon as the game was over, I was in a Mexican restaurant with my wife, and it was over, and she's trying to console me. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry they lost." And I was like, "You know what?" I was like, "I'm actually not even upset. I almost feel nothing." I was like, I'm just glad the season's over, because it was just such a I look back, there wasn't one game I enjoyed watching all year. Every game was not enjoyable. Nothing. I mean, like the Green Bay game, the offense was terrible, but the defense was just freaking amazing. That was the moment where wow, this defense could carry them maybe. Mm-hmm. The Vikings game was mediocre fun. The second Giants game where they whooped them, but it was but the Giants suck. But it's always fun to watch the Giants lose. That was moderately enjoyable. But there wasn't a lot of games that were like we felt good as Eagles fans. So it's like Eagles fans, most were just like, and I hate this team. Like I just want this season to be over. And as soon as the game was over, I texted my dad and I'm like, I'm just glad this is over. I'm glad I just I get my afternoons back. Like I'm just I'm just tired of this team. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of question marks going in the next year. So, and then watching the Niners like just get smoked by the Seahawks, I'm like the Seahawks. The Seahawks have a week off. It's a bye week. They're on home. The Niners traveled across country and then back across Seattle. More injuries. Whittle. Then Kittle was out. Like at the end of the day, I wonder like, are the Seahawks really that good, or was it just a bad spot for the Niners? And like, have we just like grossly underrated the Seahawks? Like all year long, I've been telling myself, this team's not that good. They're not that good. They're not that good. But then I think about it, I'm like, they're everything we thought the Eagles were. Like they have like a really great defense, especially led by a great defensive line. They can put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They have a great running game. They have a game manager quarterback who is, doesn't turn the ball over. They don't get a lot of penalties. They don't beat themselves. They play smart. They play tough. They play physical. They're not like super electric. But they have like opportunities to be explosive, and they take like they're pretty much what I thought the Eagles were. I don't know. Like, I've underrated this team. Or are the Eagles just that bad? Because they got whooped. They lost to that team. They got whooped by the Seahawks. Like, it just feels disorienting. Like, and I thought the Eagles were close to this team. I just realized at the end of the day they're not. Yeah. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, it sounds like you just got out of a bad relationship where you're like,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, you call your dad. You're like, me and insert name broke up. Like, oh, I'm sorry about that. You're like, I don't really care. It's like that. That's what it sounds like. You're kind of like happy. You can almost like go out and meet other people at this point. Like, maybe I'll get into this baseball team or something. Like, I'm
going to go date the Seahawks this week.
Exactly. The Seahawks look dominant against the Niners, but I'm not sure if like the Niners are any good. Like the Eagles, I thought just self-destructed. Didn't seem like the Niners beat the Eagles. It was the Eagles beating themselves. And I even asked you this. This must have been like a month ago or so. And I said, like, what's the one team in the NFC that you have to fear if you're an Eagle fan? And I think you figure it out like really quickly. You're like, it's the Eagles.
Yeah.
They beat themselves. They've done it multiple times. They almost did it other times too. Like, this game felt like the Denver game where they were up 17, was 17-3, and then Denver came back and won at the end. That's kind of what it felt like. To a lesser extent, the Tampa game where they won the game, but they were up so big, and it felt like if that game lasted 5 more minutes, they would have lost. That's how it also felt. And yeah, you're right. Like they've done it all year, where they've had not great first halves offensively, but like okay enough first halves, and their defense is great. But then the defense gets tired at the end, and their offense still can't do anything. And so like they just lose the lead at the end, and that's exactly what happened. And then of course they make stupid mistakes. AJ Brown drops 3 passes. Devontae Smith drops a pass. Jalen Hurts throws a horrible pass. They blow that timeout right before 4th down. I thought that may have been the worst mistake, because I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I even do it. I'm like, they're not going to get this 4th down, but they might get the possession. They like after the Niners go 3 and out, and then they burn the timeout. I'm like, well, there's no possession anymore. Like they just like burn the possession away off a timeout. So many mistakes in that game, and that they almost won. I think that just goes to show how bad the Niners was, because the Eagles made so many sloppy mistakes that they still nearly won that game. And then the Niners go into Seattle and get trounced. And it happened right off the opening kickoff. Like Rashid Shaheed right away, 7-0, Niners in a hole. They don't get the 4th down with use check. Seattle scores. They blow another 4th down. Seattle scores again. And it felt like an avalanche. It just got buried. Like the Niners are not like, what was it, 41-17, I think the final score is. They're not 24 points worse than the Seahawks. They're not. But I just think like mitigating circumstances kind of made it that way. So I do think, to answer your question about Seattle, I do think Seattle is one of the top teams in the NFL. I don't think they're necessarily the best team. The Rams beat them the first time, and they were up 30-14 against them the second time before a punt return touchdown, the stupid 2-point conversion that shouldn't have counted. So I think you can make the case that the Rams are better. But Seahawks, it's been Rams Seahawks for me 1-2 in my power rankings for like a long time, and I actually moved Seattle ahead of the Rams this week just because the Rams kind of like they looked a little shaky in the first 2 weeks, but it could just be playing in the elements and stuff like that, or maybe Stafford's finger is sprained or something. So I think this Rams Seahawks game is the Super Bowl. I think whoever wins this is going to win the Super Bowl. Do you agree with that?
I mean, I don't know. New England, I think, has a legitimate chance to beat anybody. I mean, are you super confident that New England could not beat Seattle or the Rams?
Oh, I think any of these teams can win. But I'm just saying, like, I think they're the two best teams. Like, I would rank these teams right now: Seahawks, Rams, like 1A, 1B, and then Patriots, and then Broncos. So I think these are the two best teams. But yeah, look, Patriots could win. And I don't. Maybe I'm crazy, but I do remember this backup quarterback coming in for your Eagles and beating the Patriots, and could happen again. So, I don't think it'll happen, but it couldn't.
Although, I think Nick Foles had a better pedigree than Jared Stidham. Like, I think
just a little bit, just a little bit.
It's a slight difference between these two guys.
Yeah, one guy had 27
backup, but
yeah.
I think Nick Foles had been a viable starter. He was a high third-round pick. He was a quality college player. Jared Stidham's always been bad. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, one guy had 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and like the other guy in his career is 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So that is the difference. What the other difference is? That Eagles team was elite. That was the best team in the NFL, like right. that year by far with Wentz, and it got closer with Foles, but they're still the best team. This Broncos team was not nearly the best team in the NFL. Like I could rattle off all the near losses they've had to bad teams. I've done that many times, and I thought they were hosed against the Bills. I don't know what you thought. What your thoughts about that were? I feel like there were like feuds going on online. Like it felt like the Hatfields and McCoys almost like people talking about like interception, no incompletion. Like it felt like that. If it felt like it was like remember that dress? Like one, it was either like blue and black or yellow and gold. Like that's what it felt like to me. People saw two different things from the same clip.
Yeah, it's clear. It was clearly white and gold, not black and blue.
I don't remember what I thought.
That was team white. I understand that they were saying on the broadcast like it was close. Brandon Cooks didn't have possession of that ball, that play. I don't know, man. If it seemed like a catch to me, I was really surprised that they called that interception. It just feels like so often the offense gets the.
There it is. What is it's blue and gold, right? Is that what you think?
No, it's white and gold.
Blue, white and gold. Okay, yeah, white and gold. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, white and gold, not blue. Stupid. Who sees blue? Come on, get out of here.
It's the light makes it seem a little blue, like a bluish tint. But yeah, it's white and gold, I think. But like, but some people saw blue and black, right? Those are the two colors, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people are high. Anyway.
All right, so sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was very surprised. I just feel like it feels like in the NFL with officiating, the offense always gets the benefit of the doubt, right? Like I feel like it's such an offensively driven, it's all geared toward the offense. Like the fact that they called that an interception and not a simultaneous catch, I was shocked by. And it seems so close to me, and the broadcast was like, oh yeah, he clearly didn't have, like, whoever the broadcasters were like, they made it seem like it was like obvious, like that he didn't have control. I was like, really? I don't know. It sure seemed like it to me.
It's Cassandra.
It's not blue black. Get your freaking eyes checked. And so I don't know, man. It just seemed very odd to me that they made that call. And there There were a few bad calls in that game. I feel like the Bills had opportunities to win that game, multiple opportunities. And I don't want to hear about Josh Allen, how great he is. I don't want to hear it. This guy has been in the league now 8 years, 9 years, whatever it is. He's had every opportunity. He had the easiest path this year to if they win a few extra, they lost some dumb games in the regular season they should not have lost, then they would have had home field advantage. Like, this was the year to win it, and he didn't. So I don't want to hear it. This is all Josh Allen. He's not that great. He's not elite. He is not in the category of Jalen Hurts. I don't want to hear it.
I thought you were going to say Mahomes. You're going to Jalen Hurts right away.
I don't want to hear it. How many Super Bowls has Josh Allen been to? 0. How many times has Josh Allen been the Super Bowl MVP? 0. How many times has Josh Allen won a playoff game on the road? 1 time. I don't like. He's been like 8 years, man. Like, he is in the words of the immortal Denny Green. He is who he thought he is.
Sort of.
And we let him off the hook.
Sort of. He had those fumbles right before halftime and right after halftime. Those killed the Bills.
The one right before the half where he throws it backwards. Like, what the fuck was that?
I don't understand what he was doing.
It looked like he turned around. Like, for a half a second, I thought he was throwing it, so like he was like lateraling it back.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me. But then the ball just goes 20 yards, and it just or whatever, it just bounces down, and the other team gets it. I'm just like, dude, I don't want to hear it. Josh Allen, this was your year, bro. You're never going to win a Super Bowl. Never going to win a Super Bowl. He's never going to get to one.
Wow.
This guy with so much talent. Like, think about it though. Like, think the AFC, give other quarterbacks that are not up and coming. Like, Bo Nix will be back next year. Like, presumably will get better. Like, Drake May will continue to get better. Like, we're gonna have a new crop of rookie quarterbacks getting drafted this year. Mahomes will be back at some point. Lamar Jackson will be back with a new coach. Like, Joe Burrow is probably going to get traded to a better team. Like you just, and then in the AFC, you have Caleb Williams. Like, I mean, I told you a couple weeks ago, I was really afraid of the Bears. Like, Caleb Williams just very inconsistent still, but there's elements of Caleb Williams' game where he's just like, oh my gosh, you see what they like. Finally, 2 years after everyone told me how great he was, you're starting to see why people said he was great. He's greater. He's great at something other than painting his nails and being gay. Like, he is now, he's now actually showing, dude. Like, that pass at the end was unreal. Like, that was one of the greatest plays I've ever seen.
I mean, I had the Rams -3.5. It just blew up in my face.
I mean, it's just one of the craziest. And then, of course, he throws that this terrible pick in overtime. I know Ben Johnson was asked, did you think about going for 2? I think I would have gone for 2 there. It just feels like the Rams defense was tired and demoralized.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after that play, you can just see on their faces, all of them just hung their head down. Like, Jared Verse puts just hang, he's demoralized. Now you got to get up and do the emotional 2-minute. I just feel like I feel like that was an opportunity Ben Johnson missed there. Like, I think if you go for it, that team is so demoralized. And we all know football is such an intense, it's such an emotionally intense game where every play you got to get up emotionally. And if you let down even a little bit, that's when you give up big plays. I feel like all the momentum was on the side of the Bears there. If they go for 2, I just feel like there's a high likelihood they get it and they're winning that game. And he was asked about it. He said, our inside the 5 package plays, they had run multiple plays inside the 5, and none of them, the Rams were able to read, all of their, all of the plays they had installed to be inside the 5 during week, the Rams had basically read them well and defended them well. So he figured he'd not, I'm just I don't know. That feels like a bad excuse. That feels like a bad prepared, have more plays that I don't know, installed in your package. I don't know. It just seemed like for this guy who's such a great guru, and I feel like a dumb. But anyway, all that to say, Caleb Williams looked awesome in that game, in moments, and then he looked terrible in other moments, which is kind of what has been all year. The guy is just I saw a meme when it was tell Caleb Williams when the game starts, lie to him and put a fake board up and show him that it's only 8 minutes left in the game, and he'll play because then you're down 2 touchdowns with 8 minutes to go. Caleb Williams turns into Joe Montana. Like, he's just at least, and like, that's why a couple months ago, 3 weeks ago, I was on the show saying I really, really think that the Bears have a chance to go to the Super Bowl because of the way he was playing. But anyway, all that to say, Josh Allen sucks. I don't care what anyone says. No, bro, like you're the Superman, right? I don't care. Like, oh, his receivers suck. Dude, he overthrows Dawson Knox on what would have been a game-winning touchdown, right? Like overthrows him. The fumbles where he's like the interceptions, like, dude, this was on you. Like, you had every opportunity to win that game and you blew it. This is on you. And Sean McDermott, you suck and you deserve to get fired. I would have fired him 2 years ago. And he sucks. And I don't know who their coach is going to be now. But if you're John Harbaugh, by the way, aren't you sad that you took the Giants job too quickly?
Yeah, just a little quick. Maybe should have reconsidered possibly the Bills. I don't know if he expected that though. It came as a surprise almost, but at the same time, like you've been calling for years. I want to reference your article here. And I believe you have McVay on the cover here, but you do discuss the Bills specifically in this. How long should it take a quarterback coach to win a title? It's like you mentioned, I think you mentioned McDermott. Yeah, you have like a whole 3 paragraphs on Sean McDermott. I don't know if you want to like summarize it, but basically you were calling for this a long time ago.
I mean, basically NFL history dating back to the 60s, AFL, NFL teams and the Super Bowl era, teams, if a quarterback and a coach combination team up and they don't win a Super Bowl within 5 years, they will never win a championship. That's the history tells us. So like Sean McDermott and Josh Allen, they were together for how many years? Like eight years, right? I mean, because McDermott he predated Allen, didn't he? By a year or two.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because he had Tyrod Taylor for a year.
Yeah.
And so McDermott and Allen, they drafted Allen in 2018, right? So that's
2018.
Yeah, so I mean that's 8 seasons. Am I doing the math right?
It is. It's 8 seasons. And he was hired in 2017, so he was around for 9, and Allen is there for 8.
Right. So like once you have a quarterback, like if you scroll, if people can see, if you scroll down there in this article, and just quick scroll, there's a table there, kind of showing like what year the quarterback coach combinations won a Super Bowl together, and you see like if you scroll down this list, you're like they won the Super Bowl like in their third year together, the first year like there was a from 99 to like 20, like there's a 4-year stretch, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, where the team that won the Super Bowl was the first year that quarterback and coach were together. Like, I mean, like the longest one on the entire list of all Super Bowls dating back to the 60s is Rodgers and McCarthy in their 5th season. Mm-hmm. Like, it just like, and then Flacco and Harbaugh in their 5th season together. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Manning and Dungy in their 5th season together with the Colts, right? Like, so it's just like, it just doesn't happen often where a quarterback and like, if they can't figure it out how to do it in 5 years, history tells us they're never going to figure it out. Like, that's the reality. And I know it's hard to let go of a coach that, like, I get it. You're like, listen, you're watching what Josh Allen is doing in the regular season. He's playing out of his mind. You're watching the success they're having. Like, I get it. You're just like, listen, we keep, like, the 13-second game with the Patriots or against the Chiefs. If they take the lead with 13 seconds to go, like, they should have won that game. But like, at the end of the day, it's like you lost. Like, as Bill Parcells once said, you are what your record says you are.
I always think that's like the biggest, that's like the worst quote of all time, only pertaining to handicapping games, because like for example, the Vikings in 2022 were 14-3. That was like the biggest fraud ever. Same thing with these Broncos. These Broncos are not nearly as good as the record says they are. But anyway, but from a football perspective, I think that is correct. And I also thought McDermott had to go. John Sanders saying, if it was a catch, McDermott still has his job, which is true because obviously you're not going to fire him after a playoff win. I thought it was a catch. I don't understand how. I swear, if I hear someone saying "survive the ground" one more time, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Like it's like he survived the ground. He did not survive the defender ripping the ball out after he was down by contact. Like there's a difference there. If the defender wasn't there, he catches the ball. The ball doesn't come out. The defender knocked the ball out when he was already down by contact. The same thing happened in the Rams game. Devontae Adams had the ball. It was ripped out, and they ruled it a catch. It was the same thing. It was the same exact play.
The Adams one was he felt like he had the ball slightly longer, so it felt a little more obvious. I think the Cooks was a catch, but the Adams one was just slight, like half a second longer. He had the ball, and so it felt like a little more obvious that it was like a catch. But yeah, I think it was a bad call. Yeah, I think it was a bad call. So,
you know what the worst call in that game was? It's by Tony Romo, where Josh Allen scrambling. He's like, Mahomes taking off. It's like, dude, is like he's still drunk. He was like drunk than the week before, and now, I don't know what happened to him.
I think someone mentioned in the comments there was a PI against the Broncos. It should have been called. That was not like it's just it's part of the game. Bad calls happen.
The two pass interferences on the final drive by the Bills. I don't know, what do you think about them? Because
I thought they were bad. I thought one was moderately bad. One was really bad, and I'm like, I can't believe they didn't call it.
Well, I thought the first PI I thought was terrible, absolutely terrible. Yeah. But I thought the second PI was like I could see it.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the last drive that the Bills had the ball.
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking the Broncos game-winning drive.
Yeah. The first PI I thought was bad. The second one actually was real.
It was real, but at the same time, you're allowing it to decide the game. You know, it has to be so egregious at that point. You know, like you just can't decide the game like that. You know, so I think under normal circumstances you call it. But the first one was terrible. Like
the first one was terrible, and if the first one doesn't happen, the second one, if the first one's not called, they're probably in a situation where they're not throwing the ball deep like that. So it's like, I think. I think it's a bad call. But I think there were some Denver Broncos PI on the previous drive that weren't called.
Denver got away with murder in that game.
Yeah. Of course, on the final drive of the Eagles against the Niners, there was a terrible non-call PI where Jahan Dotson at the 1 yard line is clearly being held. Mm-hmm. And then they said, well, the ball's over his head. It was uncatchable. I'm like, I don't know. Like, if he's not being held, he's able to run 3 more yards and then it's catchable. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not catchable because he's being held. Like, that was an obvious PI that the Eagles win the game if that gets called. Like, they have first and goal at the 1 yard line, and with 2 timeouts and a minute and a half to go, like they're going to win the game at that point. So, I don't know. Like, I just, I think it's, it's a part of the game. Like, at the end of the day, the Eagles didn't lose that game because of a bad PI. At the end of the day, the Bills didn't lose the game because of a bad PI. They lost the game because Josh Allen decided to give the ball away 4 times. Like they lost the game because they decided to throw the ball over the top of over the top of Dawson Knox's head. Like, they lost the game because Sean McDermott can't play call like proper. Like, anyway. It's the PI is easy to blame, but that's not the reason why they lost.
Yeah, James Cook also fumbled. They were up 7-3. They were in Denver territory. Cook fumbles. That was the killer because they could have
5 turnovers, man. Like 5 turnovers. You don't deserve the win.
Yeah, they could have gone 14-3, early 10-3. Instead, Denver turns a turnover into a touchdown, and that just like completely flips the game. And then the Allen fumbles, like those are 6 free points you give to Denver. Like even take away one of those, you probably win the game in regulation if one of them doesn't occur, let alone 2. So the Bills, look, they can blame the officials all they want, and the officials made some terrible calls, but in the end, they don't make those mistakes. They win, and they're playing against New England right now.
That's right. You give the ball away 5 times, you're not like, it doesn't matter what else happens. Like, you had it in your power to win the game, and you didn't. So I don't want to hear it. Like, every team gets bad calls against them. Don't put yourself in a situation where you can get calls bent. Like, that's it. Like, win the game when you should win it. Don't give the ball away. I mean, the James Cook fumble is huge, and then the one at the end of the second half or the end of the first half before halftime, the Josh Allen would be lateral. I don't know what he was doing.
I was like, what? Yeah, I thought like you did. I was like, who's he throwing backwards to him? I'm like, you just shouldn't do that. And then yeah, he fumbles, and then they just get 3 free points. Yeah, John's saying all true. If it's ruled a catch, they win the game. Yeah, that's definitely true. And I think that just goes to show how lopsided that game was. Like the Bills played their worst game, I thought, or at least like close to the worst game, and they got screwed over by the officials. And yet they almost won that game. What's overtime? They could have easily won that game. Just like really, it just kind of proves our point on Denver, like that I've been talking about all year. Like I never ranked Denver above 10th in my power rankings, and I heard it from Bronco fans a lot in my the videos. Like a lot of people were like, I could see the downvotes. For some reason, YouTube doesn't allow you to show the downvotes anymore. I could see like my power rankings videos are always the most downvoted because like the Broncos fans would come in and downvote it, and then they would leave comments like, you don't know what you're talking about. Broncos are great. I'm like, okay, yeah, you beat the Raiders 10-7. Good job. You beat the Jets 13-11. Good job. You beat the Giants 33-32. Good job. Like, you beat the Mariota 27-26. Good job. Like, this team has just been so mediocre all year, and they've like squeaked by with these weird wins. Like, they beat the Eagles, and the Eagles just took their foot off the gas as they've done all year. That was like their best win, either that or against Dallas, before Dallas made those trades. So I think it just goes to show that I'd be a little surprised if the Patriots lost to the Broncos. I think it'll be close. Not that we talk about spreads or anything like that, but I think and not that you know what a spread is, but
peanut butter spread.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. I do think that'll be a closer game just because Denver will have the motivation. And as Cassandra points out, well, I know Kenny doesn't know what this means, but you can get Rams +3 -20 at Fanatics, or otherwise known as Scam Addicts, which will limit. It will limit you like instantly from what I've heard. I don't have an account there. I just know that I've heard horror stories from people like, oh, I can only bet $2 on a game there. So I guess you can get in one good bet and then win money. You know what else did that to me was PointsBet. Not like right away, but within like 3 months they limited me. I couldn't bet more than $2 on PointsBet.
What is a bet? I don't know what that. What is money? What is money? I don't know what that is. Money. I mean, my wife has these things, these green pieces of paper that she gets stuff with. But is that? I don't know what that is.
It's backed by gold. Wait, never mind. It's not backed by anything. Yeah. Rams +3 is I think you're where you want to be if you're betting that game. PointsBet was limited. Yeah, it's so bad. I withdrew my money right away. I know like Evan's limited on DraftKings and stuff, but that's because like he bets both ways. Like that'll get you limited very quickly if you're like betting on one team and then you bet against that team. They're like, wait a second, what's this person doing? So that's like a really quick way to get limited. Anyway, I thought that we talk about like. Real quick, I wanted to get to a conversation slew before we get to the coaches. I'm confused. I thought this is the best ball draft channel. Apparently, the regular scheduled program has been preempted. Well, slew, there's no best ball this week. That's why we're not drafting. I feel like I'm in withdrawal. Like I don't know how you feel, but I'm like, wait, let me do a draft. Oh no, there's no drafts anymore. It's like a nightmare. I like, why can't they could have a draft now with like you could draft with 2 people, maybe 3 people. I don't know. Like 4 would be too much, I think, because there's only 4 quarterbacks. But if you do like 3, I think I don't know. Why don't they do it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just an addict, and it's like I need my best ball. I need my best ball.
By the way, I've got 5 teams that are still in it overall. I've got 1 team from the summer that's still in it from or earlier in the year. One of the future teams.
Oh, you mean like when you drafted like week 16 or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Or that regular season, is what I meant to say. Regular season, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of the regular season drafts.
Okay. How do your teams look? Because that's the big question.
They're terrible. I've got one. The team that's done the best up to this point is a Bills Niners lineup. So the one player that I happen to have that's still going is Ken Walker. So I have one player on that team that's going.
I have one team that has 0 players left. So that'll be last place. That'll be a free $60, I guess.
I have Ken Walker going in one league. We'll see how he does. I'm rooting for Ken Walker to score 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and hope no one else is Ken Walker. Because you're boxed out if they have anyone else who gets a single point. It's so weird. Like I have not counting the round 2 onward drafts. I have 16 teams left. Right.
Nice.
Unfortunately, most of them have like 0, 1, or 2 players left. I do have one team though that it's a Patriots Rams stack, and it has. I think it also has a Seattle player in it or 2. It might be Walker actually. Like this team looks sick. This team actually looks sick as like Drake May and maybe Puka Nacua. I forget exactly what it has, but it has it looks like a team that could win. But like my other 14 or so teams, they have no one left. Like I have every single one of those teams is Josh Allen. I drafted Josh Allen so often. I thought the Bills are definitely going to win. Or I thought it was either going to be the Bills or the Jaguars, who won that game. I thought they're going to get to the Super Bowl. So I had a bunch of Jaguar teams that did well, got to the second round, but then obviously they didn't do well in the second round. But almost every team I had Josh Allen, and Josh Allen had the best fantasy game of all the quarterbacks. So like that's why all these Josh Allen teams advanced to the conference championships. Right. But Josh Allen's not there anymore. And I actually have a Broncos Seahawks stack, which would be you'd be like, oh, that's cool, Walt. Well, my quarterback's Bo Nix, so he's not available.
Solid.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's like I have 3 teams that are good. I have one team that's great, that Patriots Rams team. I have 2 teams that are solid and might get to the Super Bowl, and then the other 13 teams like Drek. I'm dead serious. There's one team where I have no players left, like 0. I have one team where I only have Puka Nacua left. And then I have like one team with Puka and like Kobe Parkinson or something. So like. There's no way those teams are going to win. It's going to be funny. Like you're going to see like your teams go against each other. There's going to be like 2 teams at the top that are good pretending, and the other one's going to be 0, 0, 0, 0. That's usually how it goes in best ball. It's a lot of fun though.
I'm looking at my squads right now. I've got the 5 teams, and yeah, I think one of them is there's a Bills Seahawks matchup. This one I've got Rashid Shaheed and Ken Walker and Ramondre Stevenson randomly in that team. So okay, I got like 3 players on that team. Still not gonna win, but whatever, right? Yeah, I've got a Bills. I've got a Bills Niners. I have a Houston Niners lineup.
Nice.
Let's see, that'll be useful. And then I thought I had one Rams lineup. I had a Rams. I have a Rams Jaguars lineup though, but it has Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as long as you have some guys left, I'm actually trying to find my team. There's one team I have that is it has Stafford, Kyron, Puka, Colby Parkinson, Boutte, and Xavier Smith. Unfortunately, so I have to root for him to do something. Other than that, they're not really doing much. But I'm actually trying to find the one team that is good. I don't know where it is. So I'll find it eventually. But I hope I'm not like misremembering and like that's the one good team. So I'll find somewhere. Yeah, I've actually it's a Rams Broncos team. It has Bo Nix, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Evan Ingram, Cortland Sutton, Kenneth Walker randomly on the bench, but no quarterback because Bo Nix is out. So it's like what do you do? Okay, I think I found this team. Here we go. I'm gonna paste it on the screen here. So here's the team I have left as it loads. Okay. I only have one guy gone. I don't know why I had Trevor Lawrence on this team. I think like he was available for value or something. But I have Drake May, Travion Henderson, Puka Nacua, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, Kenneth Walker, Keishon Boutte, Ramondre Stevenson, Rashid Shaheed, AJ Barner, Blake Corum. So this team looks like it can win, right? Like
right.
That looks phenomenal. I think. If it has to be Ram, it could be Patriots Seahawks or Patriots Rams actually. Because with Patriots Rams, I'd have Nakua, and obviously these two Patriots players and Corum. And if it's Seahawks, I don't have JSN, unfortunately, but I would have Walker, Shaheed, and Barner coming in. So either way, if the Patriots win, this team looks great either way.
They're going to win.
I hope so. We'll see. I don't think it's a lock. I think people are treating this game like it's a lock. And it's not. Like Denver is not a good team. I think they're mediocre, as I've said. But they still have some things going for them. You know, like their defense isn't bad. Their defense, I think, is overrated. They have a great pass rush, but they're ranked 13th in the NFL. I think I've been calling them a paper tiger, but their pass rush is really good. So they can rattle Drake May. Drake May got a little rattled against Houston. You know, like maybe Denver does the same thing. Denver has good receivers, although Franklin and Bryant got hurt, but they still have Sutton. And they have Surtain, you know, to take away Diggs or Boutte, whoever he wants to cover. So like, and look, they're going to be. Would it surprise you at all if they bring out those underdog masks the Eagles wore and got the momentum from?
That would be silly.
Like, do you see what the line is though? I know you don't. The line is hypothetically if you knew what a line was, like what do you think it would be? Because and I'll tell you what the advanced line was. It was Denver -1.5.
Oof. I mean, it's not more. It can't be more than a touchdown.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, my guesstimate is it would be like 6.
So it's 5.5.
Yeah,
it's 5.5. Like that almost feels disrespectful to the number 1 seed. You know what I mean? And I feel that way. I'd feel so strongly about it if I thought Denver is a good team. I would. This would be like my pick of the month. You know, like if I thought Denver was good. And I do think the momentum, they're not. And I think the momentum will be on their side. And I think maybe they could take an early lead or something. But I think ultimately the Patriots are going to win by 3, like 1 to 4 points. I think the Patriots will win by. I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah, so. I guess I'd be surprised if it's that close.
No, really? Okay.
Yeah, because I just don't think their defense. I'm with you. I think their defense has good elements and has had good games, but I don't think their defense has been great top start to finish. Mm-hmm. I think they can be beat. I think you can score on them. I trust Mike Vrabel at this point. And I think Jared Stidham sucks. Like I think he sucks. So
yeah, he had one good game. Maybe he could channel in another game. The problem with Stidham is like if he was playing a bad defense, I could see him like actually like having a decent chance to win this game. But the Patriots defense since week 9 is the second half of the season, they are ranked 10th in defense. Their secondary is awesome. Christian Gonzalez healthy now. Their pass rusher Milton Williams.
Milton Williams is back and healthy.
Yeah. This team is really good. And I said before, I thought the Seahawks Ram winner would be the Super Bowl champion. I'm not counting out the Patriots. I just think that they're worse than those teams, but they definitely do have a chance. Like they have a lot going for them, and it would kind of mirror like second year Patriot quarterback like winning Super Bowl maybe over the Rams, which we saw Tom Brady do back in 2001.
It's a glitch in the Matrix.
Speaking of glitches in the Matrix, this is like the most obvious thing. Evan, he's a big time Niner fan. I'm sure you know Evan. He does the Thursday show with me, the Pick Show. He is a big Niners fan, and he was at the gas station that afternoon. He was driving to his dad's house to watch the game with his brothers, and he bought something at the gas station. I forget what it was. He sent me the receipt because the amount at the gas station that he spent was $23.19. Final score of the Eagles game was 23-19.
Whoa.
I know. And I respond to him like the people running the simulation are getting lazy. So it's I don't know. I do believe in that sort of stuff, but money line Patriots and Seahawks, or just bet the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl plus 145. I mean, I think the Rams are the better team. I think they're even. I think the Rams match up well against Seattle because they have a great pass rush, and we know what Sam Darnold does on the pressure. He did not see it against San Francisco. San Francisco is one of the worst pass rushers in the NFL. This is the big difference between this game and last game, because the Rams will get pressure on Darnold. And in 2 games against the Rams this year, Darnold's thrown 5 interceptions. So he could have a rough game, and we saw him against the Rams in the playoffs last year. Like this is the monster he has to slay. Like this, if he beats the Rams, like he'll over. This will be like the Bills beating the Chiefs, sort of, to a lesser extent. Like, but for Darnold only. Like it's that personal for him. So, that's why I kind of say, like, I think whoever wins this game will win the Super Bowl. But still, I am considering just betting the Broncos to win the Super Bowl as a hedge, because not just for this team, because like if the Patriots win, like obviously this team looks great and it could win the whole thing. But if the Patriots lose, I'd like to at least get something out of it. So if the Broncos are right now like 12-1 to win the Super Bowl. So, bet like 100, win 1,200 in the Broncos or something. And also I have exactas on Patriots Rams both ways and Patriots Seahawks both ways. I have nothing on the Broncos, like absolutely nothing. That kind of horrifies me. So that's the one hedge I'm going to probably take, even though I don't believe it'll happen. Just for safety purposes,
When did you get those exactas? What point of the season?
Well, I already had everything with the Bills, so I bet those right before the playoffs started. So they're not like great odds. I think I want to say, actually I can pull it up here. I can tell you exactly what I have, like what the odds are. So for Seahawks over Patriots, it's 22-1. This was the day of the first day of the playoffs. Seahawks over Patriots is 22-1. Patriots over Seahawks is 30-1. Rams over Patriots is 25-1, and Patriots over Rams is 35-1.
Nice.
Yeah. Right. So I have nothing on the Broncos. So, like I said, it's a good hedge for both things. I figured we talk about some coach firings and then head out. So we had something else to talk about, but kind of scroll down through these. And I thought start with McDermott and real quick, because we both agreed that this should have happened. I made it an A. And I actually linked to you
nice.
in this article. So I mean, you discussed it best. Like it's 8 years now with this combination, and it hasn't worked. And this is the year they should have won. Like there's no excuse for losing.
Open opportunity.
Yeah, and people. One person actually criticized me. I actually posted a video on it last night. Where like, what do you mean the Bills shouldn't have lost the Broncos? Like the Broncos are an above average team at best. And like, there's no excuse for the Bills to lose the Broncos. So like, if it didn't happen this year, it's probably never going to happen with Allen and McDermott. So this could be like, remember the 90s/aughts Buccaneers, where Tony Dungy kept getting them to the second or third round of the playoffs and kept losing. And then they brought in John Gruden and then they won right away. Like, I think like if they make a good hire, I think that they are definitely in the running to win the Super Bowl next year. So what do you think?
They have all-world quarterback. There's always a chance you got that guy.
Yeah.
He's no Nick Foles, but
right. So I assume you agree with this grade.
Oh yeah. A+. Why is it so low?
I don't know. I felt lazy, didn't put the plus in. I don't know.
I'm giving you a Millen grade on your grade only being an
A. Well, I mean, look, McDermott's had
you're grading.
McDermott's had a lot of success here. It would have, like, if this was like a Raheem Morris type of coach, it would have been an A+. Like, I can't give everything an A+, so maybe I deserve Millen. Maybe that's fair. So what about Cleveland? Charlotte tomorrow. Charlotte has been losing the first game at home after a road trip. I will look into it. I didn't look at the games yet for the NBA tomorrow. I'll look into it tomorrow, so we'll see. Unfortunately, the Clippers tonight, they lost by like 1 million points. It did not work out well. So we had some hires. Titans hired Robert Saleh. I gave this a Millen because like he's a retread, and I think when you have a young quarterback, I think you need an offensive coach. because if you hire an offensive coordinator who's really good and he's great and everything, you might easily lose him, and then you have to start from square one, or as Emmett said, square zero. So what? Square zero on the Chutes and Ladders board. It's like off the board. Which a lot of people don't know that. Like square one actually refers to square one on Chutes and Ladders. That's like where the saying comes from. Like a lot of people don't know that. Like square zero, there's no square zero on Chutes and Ladders. So unless maybe Emmett has one at home.
He made up his own.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think about the Titans hiring Robert Saleh?
It's fine, I guess. I don't know. They suck. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
They're going to be firing him a year or two.
He signed a 5-year deal, by the way.
Yeah, this it's kind of like this is Jonathan Gannon. Like you're hiring a guy who's like a decent defensive mind, who's like been around some winning teams, good decent teams, but like clearly can't be a head coach. And like they're going to be mediocre for 3 years, and you're going to fire him. Like what's the point? Like he's not good. We've seen it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. He's not going to make it. Let's be real here. He's not going to make it 5 years. It's probably going to be 2 or 3. I do think he's going to be better coach than Brian Callahan, but then again, a ham sandwich would be better than Brian Callahan at this point. But Saleh, at least like they're going to have a better defense than what they had. But like I said, the problem is I don't trust him to develop any quarterbacks. Right. We'll see who he hires as the coordinator. But like I said, if he gets a great coordinator, he might lose them after a year if Cam Ward makes a big jump. So like that'll screw them. So I think that whenever you have a young quarterback, you have to go offense. Now, if you have like an established quarterback like Josh Allen, like you don't need to go offense. Like you can go defense. Or special teams like John Harbaugh. So I think this is not a good hire by any stretch of the imagination. So we have a $10 super chat for Kevin Kovac. Thank you,
Kevin.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Really appreciate it. Kevin says, on the other hand, careful what you wish for, Buffalo. Bucks purgatory is the worst. No star draft picks, no playoffs to feel good about outside of the Brady years. No unified direction for the organization. Yeah, the Buccaneers had Dave Canales and Liam Cohen and their coaching staff, and they let both go, and they decided to keep Todd Bowles, and they're still keeping Todd Bowles for another year. That's not good.
Yeah, but like you're not going to win anyway with Big Mayfield. Like I just like you're not going to win anyway. What does it matter? Like you don't even need a coach. What's the point of having one?
You don't need a coach. Just have no coach.
Listen, we all know we're not going to win. Just go out there and do whatever.
So Baker Mayfield like coaching the team on the sidelines.
like you're not going to win. You're not going to win. It doesn't matter.
I love it.
Keep Todd Bowles. Temple tough.
I don't know. I mean, like you don't like Baker Mayfield at all. Like he's not like
fine. He's fine.
He like. To me, Jimmy Garoppolo got to the Super Bowl. Like Baker Mayfield's better than Garoppolo.
Listen, okay. So this morning I'm taking my daughter to school, preschool, and I'm a little hungry. I'm getting in the car, and my wife's like, "Oh, are you gonna eat anything on the way before you leave?" And she handed my daughter a bowl. In the bowl, she buys them these like from Costco. She buys these frozen pancakes for the kids. The kids love them.
Yeah,
they're like small, whatever. And then she's like throws them in a microwave, warms them up. And some fruit.
Okay.
So there's some there's a banana and some grapes, and a frozen pancake that's like partially warmed up, so it's like warm on the outside, still frozen in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's how we give them to him. And so I was like, "Are you gonna eat anything?" I'm like, I'll just eat whatever she doesn't eat. Like she never finishes her food, so she'll like sit in the back while we're driving, and she'll eat like in her car seat, and then I'll just eat whatever. Like. That's pretty much Baker Mayfield. It's kind of like he's not good, but like you can eat that and be fine. Like it's suffice. Like you're not gonna die, you're not gonna starve, but like you're not enjoying this meal. Okay, it's not good. It's not good for you. It doesn't taste good. It's got 4-year-old girl slobber all over it. Okay. Baker Mayfield has 4-year-old girl slobber all over him. It's a metaphor. Don't think about it too much.
Uh, so it's like listening, like tuning in, like what? What is the show? uh, I don't know. Look, Mayfield was hurt all the second half of the season this year. Like he was not himself. He would look great in the first half of the year. He was like getting MVP consideration too. Remember that that one? Who was that guy? It was the guy you liked. The Johnson. Someone I forget his name. The one receiver who caught a touchdown against the Niners. Like they're chanting MVP, MVP, and he's like, I didn't do enough this year to win MVP. And his team's like, they're talking about Baker Mayfield, not you.
So like, Tez, right?
Tez Johnson. That's what it was. Yeah.
So I thought he looked good a couple plays.
Yeah, he had some moments. So the point is that Mayfield was getting MVP consideration, but then he got injured, and I think he had a couple of injuries, so he didn't finish. And then he did look like frozen pancakes with 4-year-old girl slobber at the end. But in this first half of the year, you like IHOP pancakes, you know. So I think that I think you're selling him a little bit short. I do like him. I think he could win a Super Bowl in the right circumstances. I think he needs a lot to be good around him, which there is in Tampa. Like they have a lot of good receivers. They have a good offensive line. They have a really good running back. Their defense sucked this year, which, but Vita Vea was banged up all year. They need to improve their pass rush. Levante David looks like he's on his last legs. Secondary is in trouble. Jamel Dean's free agent too. So they have a lot to get to this offseason. But under the right circumstances, I think the Buccaneers could win a Super Bowl. I don't think it's impossible. A team like I feel like Carolina could never win the Super Bowl. But I think Tampa could. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. They're not on my short list, but
it would surprise me.
It really would. Really,
just like it would surprise me if after when my daughter's getting out of the car and she hands me the bowl of with the partially eaten fruit and the bits and pieces of pancake, it would shock me if I put that pancake in my mouth and thought, wow, that's delicious. Every time I eat the pancake, I finish up I'm like the garbage disposal. I finish up and I go, oh, this is gross. Why am I eating this? Because I'm hungry, whatever.
Oh man. So, I don't know. I think he's better than that. Like say if Garoppolo could get to the Super Bowl, I think Mayfield can.
Garoppolo is like Chef Boyardee. It's an upgrade.
You think Garoppolo's better than Mayfield? Really?
I think he has moments where Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't make the big stupid mistake that Baker makes. I think Baker has higher upside but lower floor than a guy like Garoppolo. Mm-hmm. Garoppolo is a safer play, but he's not going to which is why the Niners went out and tried to get trade for the quarterback that they drafted, whatever high. Who was that?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, right? Because it was they had this guy that took him to the Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo took him to the Super Bowl because he's safe, but he's not. Didn't have the high upside.
Okay, well, at least back then he was safe. When he turned into not safe with the Raiders. I'm
talking about prime Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, he turned to only 4-year-old slobber. No pancake. He was just the slobber with the Raiders. It's Kevin Cook, my $5 super chat. Thank you, Kevin. Again, I really appreciate it. Pancake and slobber. Meanwhile, the Saints and Dolphins are starting Rattler and Ewers in live games. Yeah, what are those in our comparisons? Although Tyler Shuck looked pretty good at the end.
He did. Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck was somebody your wife buys a bowl buys you a brand of cereal you never heard of, and you're like, that probably sucks. And you're like, oh, grape nuts, actually pretty tasty.
Well, speaking of, you know what? I was doing the grocery shopping. I do that these days. And I was just perusing down the cereal aisle. I'm into Corn Pops now. I saw Cocoa Fruit Loops. And I was like, what is that? I have to try this.
Gay.
It is awesome. It's so good, man.
No.
It's really good. And Cocoa Puffs used to be my go-to, but they changed the formula or the ingredients of it somehow. It tastes different. And then Cocoa Pebbles, sometimes it's good, sometimes not. Cocoa Fruit Loops, it's a big hit. It's a big hit. My kids love it. I love it. Has lots of fiber in it. It's good, man. I recommend it. Cocoa Fruit Loops. If you take away something from the show, take that away from it.
Nice.
It's not gay. It's very straight.
All right. I don't believe it. Sounds pretty
Well,
gay.
why not? Why not? What's wrong with Cocoa Fruit Loops?
Sounds gay. It's like Cocoa Fruit Loops, dude. It's
Well, just the Fruit Loops sounds gay, but the cocoa is like Cocoa Fruit Loops
no.
sounds pretty manly. It's not like a Caleb Williams situation.
Sounds very much like gay. In fact, I bet he'll be the sponsor of that cereal next year.
But he would be the Fruit Loops, not the Cocoa Fruit Loops. Or I don't know,
He's black.
Maybe that's what I was about to say. I'll let you say it. I don't care. I mean, I probably should say it anyway. I'm the one who actually can't get canceled here. The Chargers are going to be a gold mine for entertainment fantasy purposes moving forward. Yeah. Well, if they can keep their offensive line healthy, yeah. Like that was a disaster this year. Salah says that what he learned with the Jets is that he needs to make the defensive calls. I would. Yeah, I hope he would. Yeah, true, Drew. If the offensive line gets healthy, yeah, exactly. Also, hello, Walt. How have you been doing? Good, Drew. It's been a while. I haven't seen you on in a while. Hope you're doing well. All right, let's get to the next hiring, which was Dolphins hiring Jeff Hafley. Every time I wrote this, like every time I hear Hafley, I think like half-wit, and like this guy's like an idiot. I think this is an idiotic hire. Like I don't get it. Like what has he done? Like he had one half a good year with the Packers when Michael Parsons was on his team as a defense coordinator, and then when Parsons went down in the I know this is small sample size, in the 4 games after Parsons got hurt, the Packers ranked 25th in defense. So like it just goes to show it's like okay, if you have Parsons, yeah, it's gonna be a great hire. But the Dolphins don't have Michael Parsons. And then he was the head coach of Boston College for a few years. He went 22-26. Like if this guy couldn't win at Boston College, he's gonna win with the Dolphins. Like what is this hire?
I mean, I don't know who. Doug Flutie's their quarterback, I think. Still, so
that's true.
Yeah, they don't have any talent over there.
That's true. But at the same time, you think you could have a winning record at least. So I don't know. They did go. So in fairness, they did go 2-10 this year. So maybe they did miss him a lot. I don't. What do you think about this Jeff Hafley hire? As Drew says, it's like Cliff Kingsbury as a defensive coach. His college track records as NFL track record is similar. Yeah, I feel the same way.
I have zero take on this because I have no idea how to rate this guy. Like, which means it's probably bad. But like, I'm just trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. Like, I have no. Maybe this guy is the most brilliant guy ever. Maybe he's the biggest dunce. Like I have no idea. Yeah, you took this guy who's barely known, who was a low-level college coach, who has been a defensive coordinator in the NFL for a year and a half or 2 seasons, right?
2 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to rate this guy. It just seems very odd. Like, but I also like I don't know. Maybe they're in a weird situation. No one wants to coach this team. Like, maybe it's all they can get. Maybe they have to like wait a year or 2 before they can like fire him and hire someone else because no one wants to take the job.
Yeah. By the way, if Jacob Kamaker is listening to this, he's very upset. We say low level coaching level with Boston College. So shout out to Jacob if he's.
Did Jacob go to Boston College?
I think he went to UMass, but that's like in his neck of the woods, and I think he roots for them. The Bills that we talked about, McDermott, Falcons hiring Kevin Stefanski. I guess an A-. Like he did the impossible, which is take the Browns to the playoffs. He took the Browns to the playoffs twice since getting hired in 2020. Do you know the last time the Browns were in the playoffs before Kevin Stefanski took them there twice?
I mean, they made the playoffs once in like 2007.
No, they didn't. They went 10-6. They missed the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
There's a Derek Anderson year.
I know they made the playoffs in the mid 90s with Bill Belichick.
Yeah. The last time they made the playoffs before Stefanski was 2002, when Tim Couch had his only good year. And actually, it wasn't even Tim Couch in the playoffs. It was Kelly Holcomb, who threw for 419 yards against the Steelers. And the Browns are the 6th seed. The Steelers are the 3 seed. The Steelers won because Antoine Randall L had a punt return touchdown. That was a really good Browns team. They had a great defense. And they had Tim Couch playing on his only high level ever. And then Couch got hurt at the end, but Kelly Holcomb was a good quarterback, a backup quarterback.
In 2007, they won 10 games and still missed the playoffs.
Yeah, with Derek Anderson. Yeah. And that was Yeah, that was the 2007. That was the year that the Patriots were undefeated. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about the Stefanski hire? Because I think that given what he did with the Browns, which is like, you're working with nothing there, and he actually turned them into a team that made the playoffs twice. I think you could do like pretty decently with Atlanta, which has a better roster. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think yeah, we'll see. You've got some decent players. You got the running back. You got a few players on defense. The question mark is the quarterback. Like, is Penix actually the guy? I am leaning. He's probably not really the long term guy, the good solution. But I'm open to having my mind change next year. So yeah, I think Stefanski has shown enough to be a good coach. I don't know if he's a great coach, but I think if I was an owner, I'd be willing to give him a chance for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we're on the same page there. Drew says, I agree with the Milgren Sala, but whoever hires Matt Nagy should get a double Milgren. I can't believe Matt Nagy is getting coaching consideration. Oh, and by the way, Mike McCarthy has been interviewing a lot too. So he interviewed with the Steelers either today or yesterday.
Well, there's that Rooney rule is you have to hire a minority candidate. So it has to either be black or another minority or a retard. And so, so Mike McCarthy fits the he fits the Rooney rule obligation.
Yes. I when you started, I knew you were going to go there. It's so hilarious. Oh man, Mike McCarthy. I really wish we had that rant that you had.
Oh, sorry, I know, man.
I know we had to delete it. I wish we at least would have clipped it. Oh man, that was gold. It was like pure comedy gold. Anyway, we had
there's just certain guys I just love bagging on. Mike McCarthy will always be one of my favorites.
You're the retard there, yes, exactly. They satisfies the mental retard. he's like the only one who's mentally retarded too. Like he has to interview with everyone.
It's the Rooney rule.
Exactly. All right, the Giants hired John Harbaugh. Ravens fans are not happy with me here. We got a $5 tip from
yes, Kevin.
Oh man, that's so funny. It'd be funny if they came out and said it too. Why'd you interview McCarthy? Oh, he was mentally retarded.
Oh, tearing up. Okay, I got to give the Harbaugh coaching a big fat F because Harbaugh should have waited to see if the Bills fire Sean McDermott.
Yeah, that's true. It's a big mentally retarded.
He gets the F.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a great. I mean, he's an Eagles fan and who hates the Giants. I think Harbaugh's a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach though. I don't think he's elite. That Ravens team has had a lot of talent and not been to the Super Bowl since they've had Lamar Jackson there. So he did win a Super Bowl in 2012, but that was 13 years ago. I mean, so I think the shine has faded a bit. I think he's still a good coach. It's a good hire. I'd give him more like an A-.
Okay, that's fair. I don't think he's an elite coach either. But there aren't that many elite coaches in the NFL. Like Bill Belichick, for example, is gone. Andy Reid is getting up there in age. For example, but I think this could be sort of like an Andy Reid type of hire. Maybe to a slightly lesser extent because Andy Reid had so much success with the Eagles early on, kind of like John Harbaugh did with the Ravens, and then they had some lesser years where they had some really good years, like the 08 year where they got to the NFC Championship, but then it kind of faded a little bit, and it felt like the same way with John Harbaugh, but he could be reinvigorated here with a new team. And I think the Giants have I'm sorry to say this to you because you're an Eagles fan, but I think the Giants have some stuff going for them. Jackson Dart looked good at sometimes last year. They have Malik Neighbors coming back from injury. By the way, those Malik Neighbors commercials are so hilarious. I don't know if you've seen them.
No.
Oh, they're so good. Malik, it's an IHOP commercials. Malik Neighbors is in it, and he's like eating pancakes for some reason. And this kid is like, hey Malik, thanks for the fantasy team this year. I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, my team finished in last place. Like it's like bagging on him, and so they're pretty funny. Anyway, they Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatabo look really good. They have Andrew Thomas. Their pass rush is really good. They have a lot of
good young defensive players.
Yeah, they have some holes for sure. Like interior lines a mess. Their secondary is disaster. Linebackers need to be improved, but like they have a foundation at least that I feel like John Harbaugh could really build with. So like yeah, the Bills hire would have been better, like for sure. But I think this outside of that, I think this is one of the most attractive places to go to. So
yeah, it's all going to come back. It's going to come down to the quarterback, 100%, and he has to learn how to not put his body in harm's way. I mean, Jackson Dart, I don't know that I've seen a quarterback, and maybe Carson Wentz. I mean, Carson Wentz actually might be a good comp in some ways.
Yeah.
Dart's doesn't have the same build as Wentz. Wentz was bigger, but like Dart just puts himself in harm's way. Doesn't know how to protect himself. Doesn't know how to slide. Always trying to fight for the extra yard. Like, brother, you got to learn. Like, you're not going to last. You've seen that. Like, and so if Carson Wentz is a cautionary tale, like, yikes, bro, you better learn how to take care of your body. But if he can do that, if he can stay healthy and not be reckless, he's got a chance to be really good.
Yeah, he does. Carson Wentz was so good before that Clowney kit that he took in the playoffs. He just never was the same after that. Just says, I think the Bills are going to land Clint Kubiak. Rumors are now that Mike McDaniel went to the Chargers to be offensive coordinator. Brian Daboll is going to be the OC for Philly. But then I saw another report saying Philly's culture isn't doing too hot right now, so they might not land a top OC. What do you think about Brian Daboll going to the Eagles? It hasn't happened, but that's been rumored. What do you think?
I think there are pros and cons. He doesn't meet. Like, I think a lot of Eagles fans want they want the super unique, schematic guy. They want the Sean McVay, the McDaniel, the Stefanski. Like, they want the guy that has the Kyle Shanahan. They want that kind of guy. But I don't know. Like, Daboll's not that guy though. And so the Giants were dead last this past year in pre-snap motion. And number of formations they ran. Like, he's not that kind of guy. So, but I don't know that they need that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know that they need a ton of that to be successful. They need to get back to being what they were, tough, detailed, smart team. Don't make mistakes, play, run the football well. Like, and I think Daboll's got a history with Nick Sirianni. He's got a history with Jalen Hurts. Maybe that's good. Although Brian Daboll and Nick Sirianni on the same team, on the same sideline, I think that's way too much emotion for one team. Like, they're just both two crazy hotheads. So like, it's like two crazy redheads. Like, you can't have two. Just one is enough. You don't need two of them key in your car on the weekends. So like, I think Daboll's going to have to be up in the box if they hired him. I think he'd be fine. I think he kind of checks the box as being kind of like, experienced, has had some decent success. Hey, when he was with Josh Allen, like, the offense was humming. We saw how great that offense was with Josh Allen. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is no Josh Allen in terms of passing. But yeah, I think Daboll could be good.
I'll take two hot redheads at the same time. I'll risk it for the biscuit.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like in a sexual way. That was not what I meant.
Well, I'm the one talking about porn all the time on X, so you know where my head is.
And I am anti-porn.
How dare you?
You and I agree on a lot of things. That is not one of the things we agree on.
It certainly is not. I just like trolling people mostly, but anyway, it's certainly something we do not agree on. I don't know if we do need to go in these OC firings. If you have any opinions on them, just let me know. Tries to fire Greg Roman, give it a B+. I thought that like he didn't make any like it's not his fault like that they didn't have healthy linemen, but at the same time felt like the offense at times was in the Stone Ages. So would like to see them go after a new guy, like new type of coordinator. Any thoughts here?
They hired McDaniel, right?
I don't know if that's official yet. I saw
I thought it was.
I saw he interviewed with them. I didn't know if Schefter reports stupid ads blocking. Trying to read. Schefter reports Dolphins coach McDaniel is expected to become Chargers' new offensive coordinator. This is 3 hours ago. So it sounds like maybe by tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, I think I don't like. I'm like, yeah, Greg Roman is like he's fine. McDaniel's probably better, but I don't know. To me, I'm like that wasn't his fault. Like that team was just like never had a chance with their injuries. So it's like it just feels unfair to judge the OC on that kind of season.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
they lost every good offensive lineman, right? I mean, just
yeah. They lost the top 3 tackles. And Mekhi Becton was a huge bust.
Also, by the way, with the Eagles, it's similar. Like I'm going back. Like, yeah, Kevin Patullo was not a good offensive coordinator. He was not a good play caller. He never had a real good feel for it. But like even like in the Niners game, the last the playoff game, I went back and watched some of that game. Like there are plays to be made. Like they've ran some good concepts through in the second half, where like Devontae Smith is open and I was gonna say McNabb and Jalen Hurts here. AJ Brown just, drops 2 easy ones and like one that maybe wasn't as easy, but still should have caught. Then like Dallas Goedert's wide open down the field and Jalen Hurts doesn't see him and dumps it off to Saquon Barkley. And then, there's guys coming open and Hurts decides to run and he gets tackled at, shoestring tackle and he, loses a yard. Like there were actually plays to be made there. It was just execution. There were a couple times where the running game actually looked good in the second half of the year. By my count, I think I counted 9 like total missed blocks by interior offensive linemen in the Niners game. Just like the offensive line was terrible this year, particularly the interior. Landon Dickerson was injured all year. Cam Jurgens, I think he was injured, or maybe he just sucks and we thought he was good. I don't know. The right guard was just not good. Like the interior of the offensive line for the Eagles this year was not good, and so. Yeah. Every other play, they had guys in the backfield. So it's like, how do you judge the offensive coordinator when you've got like the team, when the players in the field are either injured or just suck? Like, it just feels unfair to judge the coach, but that's just the way the game is. Like, that's just the nature of the game, I guess.
Yeah, Lane Johnson was that injury. I thought he was going to play heading into the game, and he didn't play, and that was devastating. I thought. I think they win if they had Lane Johnson there. Did you hear the kid the ranting about the Patullo? It like kind of went viral.
No.
The kid is a kid on the news. He's being interviewed. He's like, "Yeah, Kevin Patullo should be flipping burgers, McDonald's." Like he just get like his kid was like ranting. It's like it's so funny. Anyway, we had so the Dolphins fired Mike McDaniel. We talked about how like he's gonna go with the Chargers. I think this guy does not like seem like a leader of men to me. Seems like a meth head almost. Like he seems like more of a meth head than a leader of men.
I mean, you look at pictures from him when before he was hired by the Dolphins, and just like he went from being like an analytics, Excel spreadsheet nerd to being a Colombian drug lord over the course of 3 years. I mean,
I know.
Like what, dude? This guy, the evolution of Mike McDaniel, something to behold.
He went to after the Dolphins beat. I think after they beat the Bills, he drove by a Bills bar and like was honking his horn in the car. Like this guy's like, I don't know. He's got like some mental issues that needs to deal with. I felt like the bloom count the rose when like he last year when Tua got hurt and like he had no plan at all. Like I get it. Like your quarterback goes down, but like his offense just looked completely defunct. Like he had no solution at all. Like, it just looked really bad. Buccaneers fired Grizzard. It feels like it's happened a while ago. And Lions fired Morton. That was a better move. Yeah, Grizzard was not good, but like it almost like they had Canales and Liam Cohen. like how do you follow that up? It's a
Right.
tough act to follow. And then Morton was he wasn't even calling plays by the end, so that felt like it was predestined almost. We talked about Harbaugh. Redskins fired Joe Witz. That was fired. Eberflus,
Sucks.
which he was a former head coach of the Bears and couldn't even cut
He's
his
future coach of UTEP.
UTEP. That's at least he doesn't have to like move very far.
I mean, he'll be a one. Those like University of Texas at El Paso or University.
But Kevin, thank you. The Bucks fired everyone except for Bowles and like 2 lovers in the night. That's wonderful. That's
Kevin's the man.
Thank you, Kevin. That's so good. Yeah, I don't understand how you keep Bowles. Like, yeah, again, they Canales and Cohen in the building, not just one but 2. And they kept him. It's kind of like the Redskins back in the day when they had Jay Gruden and they let go of Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. Like you would think you maybe like keep one of them, instead of Jay Gruden. Yeah, it's crazy. And then Gannon got fired. Okay, I mean
he sucks.
you know of him. He was the defense coordinator for the Eagles.
He'll be the future coach of UAB, University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Well, why are you making a move?
Go Dragons!
Why are you making a move so far? At least like Eberflus goes from Dallas to UTEP. Like this guy has to move across the country. Could have put him in northern Arizona at least. No.
This is funny. Like every now and then, I'll be like, I watch like a handful of college football games every year, right? So it's like, but every now and then I'll be watching a game and like on a random Saturday, in mid-November, and it's like they're like, oh. There's June Jones, who used to be a NFL head coach for 20 years, and now he's coaching the University of Northern Utah. Like, like it's just like these coaches go to, they're like, oh, that's straight. Like, you're like, oh, he's still coaching. Like, every offensive coordinator that's ever been fired ends up as like, the OC of some middle America college football team.
Yeah.
It's just funny how that works out.
Yeah, so it's some end up in like weird places, like like not just coaches, but like I was for some reason some sort of reality show was on TV. Like I fell asleep on TV. My wife had the TV on, so it was just on that channel. And I woke up and I see like one of those stupid housewife things, like and it was some woman like planning a party at her house, and I look and I see Jay Cutler. Like Jay Cutler's just there at the party, and he's like standing there so awkward. It's like he doesn't know what he's doing there. And I'm like, what is Jay Cutler doing at this like random like party here on for this like reality TV show? And apparently it was Kristen Cavallari. She had her own show, and so that's his wife. So he's just he was just there, and like some guy walked up to him, and like Cutler is just like staring at him like thoughtlessly. Like Cutler just like extends his hand.
I already know that is. That's funny.
you don't know that is.
What was that?
What did you say? You don't know what that is?
I'm losing you. I'm breaking up. I don't know if it's me or you.
I don't know. Can you hear me now? Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me? Guys, I don't know if in the chat, can you either hear me or Kenny? I don't know who's breaking up here.
I'm losing. I've lost Walt. I think Walt's like a robot right now. Like, so I don't know if anyone can hear me. I don't know if I'm talking to myself.
I don't know. I'm not seeing any comments here. So, testing 1 2 3. They have internet. Let's see. I have internet. I can see. Like I just loaded a website. It might be on Kenny's part. If anyone in the chat, you're both good.
I'm back.
You're both good from me. That's weird. I figure like one would be off.
That's true. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
My internet worked. I always like try to load up like eBay or something. And it worked. So yeah, I don't know. My internet was up the whole time. So I don't know. It's a glitch. Anyway, you said you don't know who that is. Like who are you talking about?
Yeah, the Jay Cutler's wife. What's her name?
Kristen Cavallari or something. I forget.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not cool. I don't know.
She was like I forget what she was. I think she was like a reality TV star. And then she got married, and then she and Jay Cutler got married. So like he automatically is in these shows, and so like apparently like I watched like I just had to keep it on. Like I didn't know where the remote was anyway. So like it was like 3 episodes in a row. And like she just keeps hosting parties at her house for some reason, and like Jay Cutler's just there, and like he's just like in the background, just like staring at the wall, and like, he's just like not doing anything there.
Well, he's staring at the wall because there's probably a picture of a middle school girl.
is, is that real? Is that something Jay Cutler's been in trouble with?
Remember like 10 years ago, I referred to him as John Molester on the show.
That's right. I forgot about that. What?
Back like in 2017 or 2018 or something like that.
What prompted that?
I don't remember. I just remember you saying, "Is that defamation? Do I need to call my attorney?"
I do remember that now.
Anyway, by the way, I ran into Johnny Damon. Did I tell you this already? I ran into Johnny Damon like 2 weeks ago.
You told me. I don't know if you told the show. Oh, you may have not have told the show. If you want to tell that story.
I was at Pop Stroke, which is a new Pop Stroke is kind of like what Top Golf has done for driving ranges. It's like that's what like mini golf. It's like a high end mini golf bar, like multiple bars, multiple restaurants. They come serve you food while you're playing mini golf. It's like high end mini golf place. And then there's like then there's they've got like couches, and they got a kids play area. Anyway. So I'm hanging out, and then I'm walking through. I'm like, oh, I see Johnny Damon. I'm like, hey, are you? You think you are? Are you Johnny Damon? He's like, yeah, I'm Johnny Damon. I was like, sweet man. I was like, oh, he's like, do you live in the area? Are you visiting? He's like, oh, I live in Orlando. Yeah, I live like 20 minutes from here. I'm like, oh, cool. And I guess Tiger Woods is one of the majority owner or one of the owners, one of the partners of this Pop Stroke company. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, yeah, this is the newest location, and Tiger's a friend, and so he told me about it, so I figured I'd come check it out. I'm like, cool. Like, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah. We took a picture, and he's like, do you get recognized often? He's like, no, never. Never. I was like, oh. I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, it's kind of nice someone actually recognized me. Thanks, man.
That's nice.
I think he was feeling a little insecure. I was like,
well, he made his day. Like what if he's like still thinking about that? It's like life was down, but then that guy at Top Golf recognized me. Life.
You guys see the photo there? Me and Johnny Damon right there.
There it is. He looks so happy that he recognized him. He looks like
I was like, can I get a Johnny Damon, the Moneyball guy? Is he Moneyball? I don't know. He played for the Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox. Yeah,
he was in the 2004. And then he played for the Yankees later. Yeah, he did play for the Oakland A's. That's right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know. It's if he does not getting recognized these days, it's gonna be pretty cool for him. So
Orlando's not a big baseball town, so like I think, and I was like, man, that 2004 Red Sox team was one of like the most fun teams to watch. He was like, yeah, he's like, that's my favorite team I played on. They obviously won the World Series, although he was on the 2009 Yankees that won the World Series, but I think he was on the.
They beat the Phillies, right?
Yeah, they beat the Phillies. Yeah, and so he said, but he said 2002 that was a favorite team he ever played on.
Oh, that's cool.
That was a great team.
That was the team they featured and lost. Remember, Jack couldn't believe that the Red Sox won. So anyway, off topic. I love how Sal Vetri, aka Mr. Jump Cuts, is saying most of my regular predictions for fantasy football next season as bold predictions. Sal, Mr. Jump Cuts, by the way. Mr. Jump Cuts, by the way, said last year avoid Jackson Smith and Jigba because they signed Cooper Kupp. So there you go. Not that like I've made all good calls, but I thought that was absurd. Like you're gonna avoid Jackson Smith and Jigba because of Cooper Kupp. That just seemed like devoid of logic. Like I don't know. I wasn't a fan.
It's not devoid of logic. It's devoid of like this guy doesn't watch football. Like so many of these analysts don't actually watch football. They don't watch the games. That's the bottom line, right? So anyone who watched Jackson Smith and Jigba last year knew that this guy came on really strong at the second half of 2024. Mm-hmm. He was going to be great in 2025. So
and Cooper Kupp was decrepit at the end of the year too. So
even if he was awesome, JSN was still going to be awesome.
Right.
It was irrelevant. Anyway,
right. But I'm just saying, but why would you base your prediction on Cooper Kupp?
Right, because the guy didn't
it
want
made,
because he doesn't watch games.
it didn't make any sense. Yeah, look, I like people say, you a bad call. So yeah, like of course, like I said, I didn't like Jonathan Taylor last year, but I feel like I had good reasons. Like Taylor had gotten injured a lot in the past. I wasn't a fan of them losing their right guard and center, and I was like kind of skeptical. Like I was very skeptical of the quarterbacking situation, which ended up being like pretty good because Daniel Jones had his best year. So like, yeah, I was dead wrong on him, but I feel like I had like at least logical an approach behind it, where it's like I'd never be like, oh, Cooper Kupp's here, can't draft this receiver now. it's like okay, yeah, it didn't make any sense. Yeah, not to mention Kubiak's the guy who made Rashid Shaheed look like second coming in Christ in New Orleans. Got over Seattle. No wonder JSN finishes number 2 receiver. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that made no sense. Yeah, I can't stand those jump cuts, man. And I try to listen to like anyone, like YouTube recommends me, and I'm walking my dog or picking my son up from daycare. I'll like listen to anyone just because I want to hear like different opinions, like I want to see what the industry thinks about other people, just like get a good beat on stuff. And like sometimes I hear things, I'm like what are you smoking? Like someone else, it might have been one of the underdog guys. I'm not sure. So I like don't if it's not, like maybe I shouldn't have said that because I'm not sure. But I think it was Hayden Winks. I'm not sure, but he's like what would be a good matchup for the Steelers in round 1 is if the Bills went into Pittsburgh. I'm like, we just saw that. We just saw the Bills destroy the Steelers. Like, do you have like short-term memory loss?
Yes.
It's like what are you thinking here with these opinions? So yeah, Ross Salad's Tennessee coach. I don't know. That was Tennessee is a disaster. Tennessee is just, if you want to say, oh, Salah failed because the Jets are a disaster, Tennessee is even bigger a disaster. I don't like Taylor either. TBH had him outside the top 10. Yeah. I think a lot of people did. Not everyone. I think Kenny. I think you like Taylor a lot more than I did. So
I drafted a bunch of them. Yeah,
you did. Yeah. So it's a good call on your part. Yeah. But again, I think I had like sound reasoning for it at least, even though it then end up proving to be wrong. So anyway, we didn't really get your thoughts on Gannon being fired. Because as a former Eagle defense coordinator, him quite well. So what do you think about this?
Yeah. Jonathan Gannon is like trying to think of a food analogy. Jonathan Gannon's like a stale plain bagel. Like
okay.
Like at one point it looked like it was going to be good, even though it was plain. Like, but it could have been enjoyable. It was never going to be great because it's not an everything bagel. But it had the chance to be okay, but it got stale quickly.
Yeah, it did. It really did in Arizona. It looked promising.
Non-toasted, stale plain bagel with no cream cheese, no butter, nothing.
Do you toast your bagels?
I do. Yes.
I don't toast my bagels.
And I do butter and cream cheese both, and I put them on while it's warm, while it's hot, and that it just melts it. It melts it. It's fantastic. It melts in your mouth.
I'm anti butter and anti cream cheese.
Man, I don't understand. I don't tell you, man. I don't know if we can be friends. This is
is this worse than the porn disagreement?
Man, this is pretty bad.
I like regular cheese in my bagels.
Next, you're going to tell me you voted for Biden, and now like
what if I did? Chewing out a shot of pressure. Why wouldn't I vote for?
I mean, how do you not toast the bagel, man? I just don't understand. Come on, man.
I don't know. I just like regular bagels. I don't need it toasted.
So much better toasted. Come on.
Really? I don't like
love to eat knows what's up.
I'm not like anti-toasted bagels. I just feel like you don't need to. It feels like an extra step that you don't need to take.
It just feels better,
What's the porn disagreement? Of course, I am very pro porn, and Kenny is very anti porn. That is, it's. I guess it's that simple. I don't know. We can
really is that. Yeah, it is that simple, right? There's no nuance to the conversation. It's not like we're like yeah.
Yeah. And we can. I don't know how far you want us to delve into this.
It feels like a we. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Look, if you have any follow up questions, Timmy, I'll answer them.
I am adamantly against porn. I just it's my personal position.
Yeah, and I'm very much pro porn. It's just it's phenomenal.
And I guess I didn't realize it so recently. I didn't realize the adamant endorse. Anyway,
I'm with Walt on this one. Yeah, let's go. If I knew how to do polls, we could do a poll here.
It can't be hard to do, right? There's got to be a software that does it. I don't know.
I don't think StreamYard does. I think like if I went onto the YouTube page on this, I could probably do it, but I'm on StreamYard. I don't think StreamYard allows polls. I don't know. Maybe it does. I haven't really looked at all the options here. Like maybe it does, but I don't know. It's do you like porn? Do you like porn? Is the poll of the football show that we're doing?
What a weird.
State your pros and cons about.
Oh
porn.
gosh.
We actually argued this before we started recording. I don't know. Kenny cited he's like, have you done the research? It really messes your head. I'm like, well, I've been watching it since 1996, and I feel like my head's fine.
And I'm like, oh, that explains everything.
Exactly. Maybe I'd be like a nuclear scientist or something. Like
there is tremendous research on the incredible negative damage that porn does to the neurons and the pathways in your brain. Anyway.
But who did those? Who did that research? That's what I want to know. Is it like anti-porn people?
Me personally, I did it.
You did it. Well, I've many 30 plus years of experience that says otherwise. But then again,
I guess you could Google it or ask Grok. Find me some surveys and see what they say. See who. I'm sure Grok will probably find you who did those, and you can tear them apart or see the merit of them or somewhere in between.
Real talk, like. This I think this came up because that one guy running for governor of Florida said that he would institute a 50% tax on OnlyFans. I don't know if you call them models or prostitutes, whatever you call them. And he called it a sin tax, and I thought that was like the worst thing I ever heard.
I think that's really bad PR. Like that's not like you don't want to use that language because it's just like I don't think that's. Yeah, I don't think calling something a sin tax because there's a lot of sins. Like what do you like? So which ones are you going to tax? Which ones are you going to not? It just seems like a weird. I don't know. It seemed like it sounds like bad. What's the word I'm looking for? Bad packaging. Bad marketing. Bad branding. I don't know.
Yeah, like the first thing I thought was like what else are you going to classify as a sin? Like if I lived in Florida. And they're like, oh, now gambling's a sin. That goes into sin tax. I would be completely screwed as someone who offers gambling content. Now, like, I'm going to be taxed 50% on that. Like, you're kidding me? I think it's terrible. I think any tax is terrible. I think you can't. I'm super anti-tax. Sales tax. I think sales tax, like stuff like that. I think is fine. If people want to buy stuff, I think that makes sense. Any income tax, property tax. And corporate tax / payroll tax is just awful. It's robbery. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like it at all. Florida has a porn ban along with several other states. Does Florida have a porn ban? You live in Florida.
I've never checked.
You never checked. Your analogies love the show. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't live in Florida, so I couldn't check. So,
and I've never attempted to look at porn in Florida, so I don't know either.
You've never looked at it in your life, like not even once out of curiosity.
When I was like in my 20s, like a teenager, early in life, yeah.
Okay. By the way, my first experience with it is I would just sleep over when I was like 12 or 13, and like this kid Mike had he had like all the porn channels for some reason. I don't know why. But he turned it on after like his mom went to bed, and we're all like a bunch of like 12-year-old boys who were like watching this for the first time, and like it started off as like
why is the mom leaving the 12-year-old boys with the porn channel? Like what's mom thinking?
She didn't know. I don't know why they had the porn channels. Maybe she was into it. I don't know. I never asked questions, but
the world we live in.
She she went to bed and like they turn on the porn channel and it's like Star Trek. I'm like, what is this, Star Trek? And then like they start taking off their clothes and they call it's like Star Trek, the making of the next generation. I was like, this is funny. So I
So
couldn't.
bad.
Yeah,
So bad. Yeah, so this guy in Florida, although this guy who's running for governor in Florida is never gonna, like, he's actually not gonna win because he's like got a bunch of other. He's actually kind of a fraudster, so he's kind of a grifter.
really?
And he's trying to grift on Christians. He's using so he's actually, but he's not legit. He's kind of like, the more that people learn about him here, people are like, oh, this guy's just like he's a grifter, fraudster kind of guy. So,
I don't know anything about him. I mean, I just like he's not in my state, so I wouldn't
he's
know.
not going to win. So whatever. It's not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a relief. So
I
Sophie Rain can
I
keep
don't
her
know what
money.
the constitutionality is of like ban or taxing one set of income from one industry and not others. Like I don't know what the I don't know what the constitutionality of that would be. Like if you're going to say we're going to put an income tax only on, he called them digital prostitutes. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
OnlyFans.
In fairness, that's what they are. Like in fairness, not that I'm against it. I'm not against it, but that's kind of what they are.
So he said we're gonna 50% income tax on digital prostitution. That was his that's his proposal. Well, again, he's not gonna win. It's not gonna go anywhere. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I don't even if he did win, was that constitutional to implement a income tax on just one group of people, or is that form of discrimination? I don't know. I guess I don't. I'd have to ask an attorney.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think it came on the heels of like Sophie Rain disclosing how much she made in the past 2 years. She made like $90 million in the past 2 years on OnlyFans, which is it's crazy. I don't have an OnlyFans account. I'm kind of, but I like. I'm
don't
like
what know she is. She's a porn star, I guess.
OnlyFans star, I got like online prostitute, if you want to call it.
She made $90 million
in the past 2 years. Yeah,
over 2 years. Wow,
yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. If you see her, you don't understand why. Like, but still, it's a lot of money, and like I don't know, and I guess like that's kind of like where that came from. The taxing her, the 50%.
He wanted to tax 50% because does she live in Florida? I'm assuming then.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the law. I don't know what the rules. At the end of the day, it's not going to happen. And all of the other candidates for governor have said, we are in Florida. We believe in no income tax, and so there's going to be no income tax here. Which
okay,
is
yeah, I think that's the right thing because, like I said, the first thing that came to mind was like this is a slippery slope. Like, what else is a sin? And I was like, I if this guy's elected, I can't ever move to Florida because I would be in the purview of the sin tax via gambling advice. Because that's people view that as a sin. As you can't even talk about it. So that's we know that.
So it's not going to happen, so it doesn't matter.
Right, that's true.
And I'm against income tax anyway, in general. So
yeah,
I'm in the right state.
Yes, I wish I was in Florida.
Come on, Walt, come on down.
I'm not the one you have to convince. My wife, she's like, it's too humid for me. So hurricanes bother me too. That's the one thing. It's like, I don't know.
Central Florida, there's no hurricanes, bro. That's really? The coast. Stay in the middle of the state. You're fine.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll bring it by my wife. But she, like I said, she doesn't like the she says like her the humidity messes up her hair or something. I don't know. Plus, like all my family's here too, so it's kind of tough with 2 young kids, which I'm sure you know. You have 3. You have 3. So, this is Bella Danger showed during the national championship yesterday. Yeah, had Twitter go crazy. I didn't even know who she was until they brought it up. So
I don't know who that is either.
Well, she's a porn star, and they showed her. She was in the crowd of the Miami Indiana game, and they had a close up of her, and I just thought it was like they show attractive women in the stands all the time. So I just thought it was like a random woman, but then apparently like people were like, "Oh, that's a porn star. Why are they showing porn star?" And I saw one account go, "People are outraged." Like, what outrage? Like I didn't know. Like I feel like the common person didn't even know who she was. So
yeah, no idea. I think most people probably don't know.
Yeah, I think that's certainly true. Yeah, so
we reached a point in society where like Yeah, like my convictions and my beliefs about how to like morality, like I am the weirdo in our society, right? Like when I tell people that I'm against porn and I've not like as an adult man never looked at porn, like all of my friends are like, not all of my friends, but a lot of my friends that I know are like, they think I'm weird, like I'm the weirdo. So like I don't think anyone's outraged by a porn star being shown on TV at a football game at this point. Like I don't. This is not 1955. I don't think our society, whether we could argue if that's good or bad, but I don't think our society is phased by that at this point.
Yeah, I find that bizarre. I thought that tweet was bizarre. So, yeah, we're in agreement there at least. But yeah. Anyway,
even like remember, like even 10 years ago, gambling was still there was still such a stigma. Like ESPN never talked about. Now ESPN owns a sports book, and every time you're watching a game, they're talking about the spread, and they're talking about over under. They're talking about like every Fox and Peacock and all the apps all have a partner. Like dude, not that long ago, gambling there was such a stigma, and like everyone pretended like the NFL has been mandating injury reports since the early 70s, and we all know the reason why. It's gambling. But they have pretended like gambling doesn't exist. Like no one talks about it. They just pretend. And it wasn't until recently that they even like acknowledged that gambling exists. Like it's just crazy to think like how things have evolved over the last a very short period of time, right? Maybe the last 7 or 8 years.
I may have told the story before on the show. I don't know if I told you. Back in 2009, I was the ad company I worked with was called Fantasy Sports Ventures. They're the first ad company to work with me, and the account manager I had is this guy Andy. He was a nice guy. He called me up and he's like, Walt, I'm sorry to say this, but I think you're gonna have to like curtail some of your gambling content. I'm like, why? And he's like, well, a lot of the advertisers aren't really keen on having their ads placed on gambling pages. I'm like, oh, well, I still want them. He's like, yeah. He's like, I know. Well, we might have to remove our ads on your picks pages. This was 2009, and now this is 17 years later. You have like NFL Network will show the second half lines or the money lines of games, not even just the spreads. But they have player props before every game. Someone makes the same game parlay. Of player props or spreads or totals. Like this is not even a quarter of a century later that it's changed this much.
It's changed dramatically.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember in 2015 it was still a deal. Remember when gambling used to be a sin?
I remember. Yeah, exactly.
You remember? I remember.
I remember.
Kevin's the man.
Yeah. Remember when South Park was good and didn't sell out? I remember. South Park, that last season. Did you watch South Park? No,
I've never watched it.
Wait, you never watched South Park?
No, I mean I heard about they killed Kenny, but that's all. No, that's all I know.
Wait, how do you know? Member though?
Well, from friends, people.
Okay.
It's ubiquitous in culture now.
I can't believe you never watched South Park.
Sorry, I'm square.
No, don't watch porn. Don't watch South Park. Like, come on, man. You got to get degenerate here.
I don't want to be degenerate.
Why not? It's a lot of fun.
Imagine that. I'm a married man, and the only naked woman I look at is my wife. Imagine that. Isn't that crazy? I know it's a crazy novel thing.
I'm married. Anyway, yeah. So
life is crazy.
South Park sold out. They got paid $1 billion by CBS, and like their most previous season, all they did was make fun of Trump, and it's like fine, like you can make fun of Trump very easily. Like all they did was like small dick jokes on him, and it was just like it was so lazy because you could do that about anyone, like. And it's plus there's no proof that he is, I don't know what his equipment looks like, but like there's no proof of that. And so it's like, it's not even like a real insult. Like it was just like something that like a 7th grader can come up with about anyone. It was just so stupid. And then it was the only like good instance was, when they made fun of Chrissy Noam. Like she was talking, and then like her face like peeled off, and like it like started like running around like a bug. Like I thought I thought that was pretty funny. But other than that, like this last season of South Park was pretty bad. But it was such a classic show. It used to be so good that before they sold out. Which
it was popular in the 90s, right?
Yeah, and that 96 was the first year it came out. And I remember because we were sophomores, we're in the same grade for those who don't know. I remember my sophomore year sitting in Mr. Rosen's chemistry class. And I was talking to some people, and they're like, well, you got to check that. Like, I had so many stoners in that class. They're like, well, you got to check out South Park. So good. I'm like, oh, really? What's it about? I was like, oh man, it's a great cartoon. I was like, oh, it's a cartoon. It's like, oh man, it's so good. So like, I remember New Year's Eve of 96 heading to 97. My friends and I were just hanging out, and like South Park came on. I'm like, oh, I remember Jordan and Pete were saying, actually real names, were saying that South Park's pretty good. We started watching it. We were laughing our asses off. It was so fun.
Never watched it.
I think you should tune into the early episodes. It's no reason not to, but like. Not when they started selling out. It's upsetting. But anyway, where were we before we went on this tangent? It's kind of crazy here.
We're all over.
It feels like Tom's show on Friday, where we're just like talking about random stuff. Raiders fired Pete Carroll. Any thoughts on this? Is like 75 at this point.
Part of me is like, it makes perfect sense to fire him.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, but you're gonna suck next year anyway. Why not just keep him? Like whatever, just keep him until he dies. You're gonna suck anyway. What's the point? Why fire him? You're not going anywhere. Your team's gonna suck. You're not gonna hire a good coach. You're gonna hire someone who's worse. Like, why be on the hook for the money? Just
yeah, I guess so. Tom Brady is spearheading the coaching hunt, so I don't know what that means. They're gonna draft.
He sucks too. They're gonna hire a sucky guy. It's gonna suck. The team's gonna suck. They're gonna draft this Fernando Mendoza guy who. Also is going to suck. Like, whatever.
You don't like Mendoza?
I don't know. But, like, they're going to suck. It doesn't matter what they do. They're going to suck. Fire the coach, great. Don't fire the coach, great, too. You're going to suck.
They're going to suck no matter what. It starts at the top. Like, Mark Davis is so inept.
Exactly. They're a dysfunctional organization.
Mark Davis, I've said this before. It's a quick thing. Like, when Al Davis was still alive, he put Mark Davis in charge of the team calendars one year. And that was the one year the team calendars weren't made. Like Mark Davis just never did it. So that's good. That's the sort of like ownership they have with the Raiders right now. And I look, they're probably going to suck no matter what. I agree with that. But like, why have a 75-year-old coach? Like at least get a young guy in who has some potential. Like maybe strike gold, and get lucky somehow. But generally, the Raiders are probably just going to suck. I think you're right. They trade everyone away. They're talking about trading Max Crosby now. Like, it's like the last guy they have left. Like, they trade Adams away. I guess they Bowers, obviously, but still. Even with Mendoza, they're going to suck anyways. Yeah, they drafted Gentry when they had no offensive line. It's like they could have drafted Membu, but like no, they're like, we need a running back, even though we had no blocking. And they had Chip Kelly, who coached 2 Ohio State running backs who were available in the second round. Like they could have taken Membu and then taken either Judkins or Henderson in the second round. Like that would have made so much more sense. Instead, they took Gentry with no offensive lineman. So this is so stupid. And yeah, I think trading away the number 1 pick. I guess I could see it. I just feel like you just need to take the franchise quarterback and just what if Mendoza is going to be great? Like you don't want to miss out on him. So
he's going to suck.
Yeah. Because the Raiders, yeah. We talked about Stefanski already. The Falcons. I think this is the last one. Falcons fired Raheem Morris.
Who cares? Who cares?
But Raheem Morris is so bad this past year. I think the Falcons would have won the division if they had a good coach. They laid so many eggs. Like I thought they had the best roster in the division. And that they lose 30-0 against the Panthers. They lost in a blowout to the Dolphins at home. Like this team just was so unprepared some weeks. It was just so unprofessional. And like even though they won like 4 in a row at the end, like they had to let them go. I'm glad they did because like when they won 4 in a row, I heard people saying, "Oh, like Morris saved his job," and I'm like, "Oh, I hope so," because I would love to bet against him next year. But that's they now have a good coach now. It's Stefanski. So
you've spent about 45 seconds talking about the Falcons. I think it was about 41 seconds too long.
That's true.
Who cares? It seems they're whatever.
Yeah. I know favorite Esk on Twitter account, first round mock, put a fourth round grade on Mendoza. I saw that. And he was talking to Jason Whitlock too. I saw that. So that didn't.
Who was that?
Some guy on X. His account name is First Round Mock. He did an interview with Jason Whitlock, and he talked about why he had a fourth round grade on Mendoza.
I'd be curious what other guys have on him.
Yeah, I want to hear Charlie's sources. I'm sure we'll hear about that soon. 24 draft QB1 is still a great third string quarterback. Who was that? I don't know who that is. But yeah, I look, people do have hits and misses, but if you're going to be that way off, then you got to be right or you're going to be embarrassed. It's one thing to say, it's like, oh, I think Mendoza's a little overrated. Like if he said that, but I feel like it's just trying to gain attention. Just saying that. I don't know. It's whenever he puts the third round grade on quarterback, just know he's going to be a franchise quarterback. And Jane Daniels got a third round grades. Spencer Rattler was his number one quarterback. My God, over Jane Daniels and like all those
Caleb
guys.
Williams,
Caleb
Drake May.
Caleb Williams, Drake May. Yeah, he had Rattler over Drake May, Jane Daniels, and Caleb
JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix,
JJ McCarthy. Yeah. So that's I think we've heard enough. So yeah, if you're gonna be like, okay, you can be like, oh, I think Mendoza's a little overrated. I don't think he deserves to be number one pick. I think you should probably go mid first round, maybe late first round. Like if you said that, you could buy it, right? But to say it's a fourth round grade, just like it's seeking attention at that point. All right. Any other thoughts before I head out? Any more porn research things you want to discuss?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching and commenting, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with Andy. I assume Andy, he hasn't told me that he can't come on the show. So gonna confirm with him tomorrow. Talk the week NFC Championship, AFC Championship picks with Andy. And then Thursday with Evan. No show Friday. Tom is off. He has some traveling to do. I don't know if it's work related or something, but he can't come on the show Friday. So we're not going to do a show Friday. But he said he's going to give me his picks, so I will mention it. Forgot to mention he had Joe Milton higher than Drake May. Wow. Caleb Williams, Jane Daniels, and Penix. That's okay. Yeah, I've heard enough about that already. And so anyway, thank you guys once again. Especially thank you to Kevin Kovac for the $10 super chat, the $5 super chat, the other $5 super chat, the other $5 super chat, the $2 super chat, and the other $2 super chat.
Well done, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin, for the what is this? $29 in super chats. Really appreciate it.
You are not a Costco frozen, barely warmed up pancake with drool 4-year-old slobber on it.
Yeah, he's the filet mignon.
You are a solid Cracker Barrel pancake, Kevin.
I thought you were gonna go steak or something, but yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. So I hope you have a great night, and I'll talk to you then.
You the man, Walt.